Hello, my name is Lilia and today I'm going to be instructing you on how to estimate a client's VO2 max using the 1 mile jogging test and the walking test. The equipment needed to conduct these two tests would be a level surface or track such as this one behind me, a stopwatch, a heart rate monitor if available, a scale to measure the client's body weight, a clipboard, a sheet of paper to note down the measurements of heart rate and the minutes in time that it takes to complete the test, and a pencil. You will also need a calculator at the end to do any calculations needed for the equations at the end of the protocol. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and go over the walking test first, but first I'm going to give you a little bit of background about the test. It was developed by the Rockport Walking Institute and is made for men and women ages of 20 to 69 years old. It is also used for older and sedentary individuals. It has a high validity coefficient with small standard error of estimate, indicating that it is a valid sub-maximal assessment of estimating VO2 max. Okay, now when we're about to go ahead and start the walking test, you want to make sure that you do have a flat measured surface, such as this 400-meter track. You also want to make sure that your client is wearing good walking shoes and comfortable, loose-fitted clothing. Okay, before you conduct the walking test, you want to make sure that your client warms up with a 5 to 10 minute warm-up prior to the test. You also want to make sure you have a visible starting and stopping point, which can be any type of line on the track. And you want to instruct your client to go ahead and walk as quickly as possible for the complete mile. Immediately after the mile is completed, you want to record the walking time in minutes. Immediately following that, you want to immediately check your client's heart rate by either using a heart rate monitor if available, and if not, that's fine. You can go ahead and measure the client's heart rate using the brachial artery and the carotid artery. You can do this by counting the pulse for 15 seconds and multiplying it by 4. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and instruct you on how to conduct the 1 mile jogging test. The 1 mile jogging test is a submaximal 1 mile jogging test that was developed for 18 to 29-year-old women and men. It only requires moderate, steady state exertion. You can do this test on an indoor or an outdoor track as long as it is a flat measured surface. The elapsed time for the 1 mile test should be at least 8 minutes for women and 9 minutes for men. Prior to conducting the 1 mile jogging test, you want to make sure that your client performs a 2 to 3 minute warm-up before the test, and you also want to instruct your client to choose a comfortable, moderate jogging pace. Immediately upon completion of the 1 mile, you want to record the time in minutes and measure the client's heart rate. Again, this can be done by using a heart rate monitor or by using the measurement method of using the radial artery or carotid artery. Again, all you need to do is measure the client's pulse for 15 seconds and multiply it by 4. After completion of the 1 mile jogging test, your client's heart rate should not exceed 180 beats per minute. Hi, my name is Lilia, and today I have Valerie here as my client. And prior to conducting the 1 mile jog and 1 mile walk test, we want to make sure that she has a proper warm-up. The proper warm-up is going to consist of a 2 to 3 minute warm-up for the 1 mile jog test and a 5 to 10 minute warm-up for the 1 mile walk test. So Valerie's going to go ahead and do a light run or a light jog to prepare for the tests. Okay, so we're about to go ahead and start our test. You want to make sure that you have a clear starting and stopping point, so we're going to go ahead and use this line right here on the track. And when Valerie is ready to go, she'll go ahead and start running or walking, depending on the test that we're going to conduct. And we'll go ahead and use our stopwatch to start the time. Ready, Valerie? Go. Okay, when Valerie is ready to go ahead and finish her exercise test, we want to make sure that we are measuring the exact time with the stopwatch when she crosses the line that she first started at. Immediately after that, we're going to go ahead and have her come back and take her heart rate right here on her radial artery. Now that I have gone over the 1 mile walking test and the 1 mile jogging test, I wanted to go ahead and go over the prediction equations for cardiorespiratory field fitness tests, which are the two tests that we just have gone over. The top one, highlighted in orange, shows the equation that you would use for the 1 mile steady state jog test. The one highlighted on the bottom is the one that you would use for the 1 mile walk test. I have prepared an example of the 1 mile jogging test for you. We are going to use a male who has a completion time of 11 minutes, a heart rate of 172 beats per minute, body weight of 75 kilograms, and an age of 31 years old. Had this been a female, we would have substituted with a 0 instead of a 1. On the bottom, you can see where I have added in the numbers of the time, heart rate, and body weight into the equation. Once plugging it in, you can calculate it and estimate VO2 max, which is displayed on the bottom. I have also provided an example of the walking test equation completed. Here we have a male, which we will substitute the number with 1, the time completion of 18 minutes, heart rate of 132 beats per minute, body weight of 165 pounds, which we do not have to convert into kilograms, and an age of 31 years old. On the bottom you can see, highlighted in orange, where I have plugged in these numbers into the equation. Once they have been plugged in, you can go ahead and do the calculations and estimate VO2 max located at the bottom. Once you have obtained your client's estimated VO2 max, you can categorize the fitness level based on a chart like this. For example, our client that performed the walking test with a VO2 max of 35.03 had a poor rating. For the client that completed the 1 mile jogging test with the VO2 max of 47.59 had a rating of excellent. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it.